in the 70s, and it's going to heat up inside Alico. Shot in the air for the Cyclones, and quickly on the board, Kenzie Hare with a three.
Heating up really quick. She contract that's easy to attain.
He's not going anywhere. Crooks with another bucket, and the Cyclones now with a 5-point lead. It's a talented and deep team. Definitely could be a Final Four threat. They've never been to the Final Four. Addy Brown, one of the big weapons, a big three really for the Cyclones. So the Cyclones with the basketball and a 7-point lead here early in the first quarter. GEICO Coconut Hoops. Shaking the defenders, Williams. Wow, that took Forbes to the floor, and the lead is 9.
She's a transfer from Arizona, started all the games last year at Arizona, led the team in scoring, and there's nothing better than shaking your defender and then actually hitting the shots.
Hare in her shooting. Williams as well for Iowa State. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Nice move underneath by Skylar Forbes, so athletic to get that shot to fall.
Yeah, that was a really good move. It looked like she was going to try to reverse herself, but just turned around, a little scoop shot.
Here's Perkins. Jump down inside to Skylar Forbes. The bucket and the foul, and they're going to get Brown on that call. So Marquette, who needs offense right now, goes inside to get it.
Forbes was their leading scorer last year at 15.8 points a game. She comes in down a little bit, averaging 12 points a game. Her free throw shooting, she was money from the line last year, and she made her first one here, came in just 10 of 15, 67%, but last year she shot 91%.
Yeah. And she completes the three-point play.
Leads the team in steals, and she's only playing about 15 minutes a game.
Forbes from outside, and here comes Marquette back to within 5, 20 to. Marquette going to take it down probably to about 10 seconds and then start the offense. Perkins leaves off for Mason, and Mason pulls up, 18-footer for 2.
There with Skylar, but pass just a little too far over her head.
Crooks inside. Nice move in the pivot to score. She's got 12 points, and it's a 10-point game again. Here, nobody boxed out, and Brown with an easy stick back for a 17-point Iowa State lead. Quickly answering back a needed 3 by Mullimans. Sydney Harris. Inside to Williams. Back out to Jackson. Tapped around, and Beatty winds up with it again. Gets her own miss. How about the hustle from Iowa State? And they make Marquette pay. Sydney Harris with a 3.
Third time's a charm, huh? Couple offensive rebounds, and the answer 3 on the Iowa State end.
It's third quarter, they need it headed to the fourth if they're gonna make a real run at this thing. But they're not as long as Addy Brown is doing that.
That's 15 points now for Addy Brown, and she has really stepped up. I believe 11 of those 15 have been since Crooks went to the bench.
Side to Crooks. In it goes Williams with a turnaround, and back into her hands. And she finds her way to the bucket and gives the Cyclones a 20-point lead.
And Iowa State has made 20 of their 24.
Beatty off to Brown. Brown drains the 3. 20 points is the lead again for the Cyclones.
Now 18.
School. Crooks inside against Forbes, and she wins that battle, does Crooks. To the corner for 3, and Cam Herring, another freshman, talented one from Atlanta that I know Coach Consuegra's high on.
An 11-point victory.
Iowa State led the entire way, never trailed, in defeating Marquette 84-73 for Coach Bill Fennelly and his crew. They looked impressive. Crooks in some foul trouble, but really picking up the slack for Iowa State was Brown, Williams, Harris, and others. And they win it and will advance to the championship game of GEICO Coconut Hoops. Your final score, 84-73. Greg Anderson, your final thoughts.
Domination on the boards by Iowa State. They shot the ball really well. Looking forward to Sunday to see these ladies play again.
Iowa State will meet the winner of our next game Sunday at 1:30. Indiana and Gonzaga is coming up next. For Greg Anderson and our entire crew, I'm Tom James saying so long for now from GEICO Coconut Hoops. Iowa State defeats Marquette 84-73. We're back at 1:30 for the Hoosiers and the Zags.